Hi guys, it's Lynn here. I just wanted to show you a recipe that I've got that I had about 33 years ago. I got given this recipe by a gentleman down in Maui, it was actually. He was a vegan and he gave me a little bit of a secret how to make bolognese sauce a little bit tastier. I've got two secrets actually. Now I have got lentils here. You can just use mince, okay? So mince is fine. You can just swap that the lentils for the mince, but you know Wayne and I are going on the health kick, so we're trying to keep nice and clean and healthy and lose some weight, so and get our organs healthy. So lentils is the thing for us tonight. So before I go on to the secret, I'll just talk about the tomato paste. This tomato paste has no sugar, it has got salt, it doesn't have any chemicals in it at all, and a lot of the pasta sauces I don't like using a lot of because they're quite watery, they've got a lot of MSG in them, they've got heaps of sugar in them, and I'm just not keen on that so much. Plus I really like the flavour of tomato paste in with a bolognese sauce compared to a pasta bake or something like that. So the secret ingredient to making really good pasta spaghetti bolognese sauce is carrots. Okay, now a lot of restaurants, I used to do a lot of chef training in restaurants, they always snuck in carrots too. Carrots give that, once they're cooked and you mash them up, they give a bit of a bonding texture to the lentils or the mince. So you're not just getting mince and a tomato sauce, you're actually getting the thickness of the carrot in there, but you don't really taste the carrot at all because of the strength of the tomatoes and the onions. And of course, you need lots of garlic. So I've got 6 cloves of garlic there. If you are using mince, there is another secret you can use, which is actually using quick oats. Some people don't like using quick oats, I use a lot of it here, but quick oats actually say if you're making a pot that size of spaghetti bolognese sauce, I would add probably 1/4 cup of quick oats in that, and that does the same thing as the carrots, but it doesn't give it the same flavour as carrots or the texture. But that's another chef tip, and for all you chefs out there that might be watching, I know there's one that might be, you'll agree with me, this is 2 secrets to a good bolognese sauce. Especially when you're using lentils, because you know they're pretty dry and they're not like mince, they don't have any fat in them, so you need to use the carrots. So I also use a little bit of cayenne pepper, and this salt is not just normal salt, this is Olsen's natural salt. It doesn't have any aluminium in it, it's been just naturally refined. It's not as good as Celtic salt, it doesn't have all the minerals, but it's a lake salt, it's not from the Celtic Sea. So it hasn't even been bleached, it's just come straight out, and I have bags of this. This is an Australian salt, very, very cheap, and they are on their word about being a very natural salt as well. I just find Celtic salt's fantastic, but it's getting really dear for a little bag, you know, $15. That's a bit much for me. And this is high fibre spaghetti, which Wayne and I are having tonight. I cook that a little bit longer than what they say, so it makes it a bit softer. And I've got also some it's actually pumpkin, beans, and I think corn, you know, the water from some vegetables I cook. I always keep that as a stock, a vegetable stock. I'll only be using a little bit of that in this, but I'll get on to cooking it, and I will write the recipe in the description box, but I won't bore you anymore. You can see the main ingredients here. You can see for yourself the recipe in the description box, and I'll show you what the end product is later. Spaghetti bolognese that I've made. I've actually got vegan fake parmesan on it at the moment, and I'm just going to have a taste test to see what it's like. You can see the steam's coming off it, but it actually does really replicate meat a fair bit. You'd be surprised how good it tastes. So here I go. One thing I've always learned is don't eat spaghetti bolognese in public, but here we go. That is good. Any of you guys want to try the recipe even with mince? It is great. Really flavoursome, real strong bolognese flavouring, even though it's just got the lentils in it. It's terrific. So guys, I'll put the recipe up, as I said, in the description box, and you can try a vegan bolognese dish if you like, or just add your mince and try it with the carrots. But the carrots make it so much more flavoursome. It's great. I just wanted to show you a couple of things that I keep in my cupboard all the time that I think that are just standbys for every day of the week, really. I've got some black beans. I use them. If you're eating meat, you can add them for Mexican meals, but at the moment we're not, so I just add them and make patties out of them, make Mexican burritos, things like that. The lentils, you saw how I make the spaghetti bolognese. Well, lentils, you can make lentil stew, shepherd's pie. And the coconut cream I find I use in a lot of Thai dishes, as we all know, but that's only $1 a can. These are only 80 cents a can. So, you know, making cheap meals is really easy nowadays, guys. I've got packets and packets of dried, but I just keep these in the cupboard in case I'm in a real hurry and I just want to get a meal made fast. So that's why I do that. But the coconut cream I buy a lot of, and I water it down. So instead of buying the coconut milk, I just water down the coconut cream because it goes double the distance for half the price. So they're 3 cans of things that I like to keep in the cupboard. I do all my own fruit here, so I don't need to buy fruit, things like that. But also, to add flavour to things, I bought these online. You can see that says red capsicum granules. That's Spices Australia, www.spicesaustralia.com. And they add so much flavour to stews, soups, patties, anything that needs a little bit more oomph, and you're not adding more salt, MSG, flavourings, artificial gravies, all the rest of it. The same here is the onion granulated. So I always add fresh onion, but I always add a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of granulated onion as well. They just give lots more flavour and keep it natural because they're totally natural air-dried products. And I find that gives all my food so much more flavouring. I have got a whole heap of Queensland blue pumpkin seeds here that Wayne just brought in for me to put on some paper to dry out, so I'm very excited about that. That's a lot of seed there, guys. I know Josh in the Yard Homestead has just done a whole heap too with his Queensland blue, and I was doing it a little bit wrong. He taught me another way of doing it, so thanks, Josh. And really, guys, at the moment things will be getting short again food wise, I feel, with the meat department a little bit. So any way you can, if you can stretch that meat to go further, it's a really good idea. And economically, a lot of people are feeling the pinch at the moment. Using dried beans, cooking them. I'll show you in a video very soon how I actually cook up my beans without using a lot of gas or electricity. It's a really simple procedure. I bought a thing, I'll show you later anyway. It's from Aldi's. It comes a couple of times a year at Aldi's, but I will show you how to get your pulses and grains cooked without using a lot of energy. So guys, that's it for now. I better get back to my jobs, but lots of pumpkin seeds there, so in the future lots more beautiful Queensland blue, which are the really nice dry roasting pumpkins. See you soon.